BC family. We hope you've been having a great time of musical worship, and we wanted to continue worshiping with you all in just a different way this week. This part of our worship service is actually called #InCourage. And it's going to just be a moment where we're going to be sharing some testimonies. Something that God has really placed on our hearts right now is a desire to gather and encourage the church. This idea of InCourage is us being able to really testify of the ways that God has called us into courage, called us into strength during COVID-19. In Joshua 1:9, God establishes Joshua as the new leader of the Israelites and reassures him, saying, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." And like Joshua and the Israelites, we are in a new territory where there's so many unknowns. It's an unprecedented time, but we have the same God with us, the same promises, the same power that brought the Israelites into the promised land. And so today I'm actually going to be talking with Briana McCarthy, and she's going to be sharing with us a little bit about what her life is looking like right now in this time. So Briana, would you mind telling us a little bit about, what things are looking like for you right now?
Yeah, so it's definitely been a challenging time. It's foreign territory, uncertainty, all areas where I completely feel inadequate and cause a lot of anxiety, which is interesting because I am currently in a counseling program, so wanting to counsel people, but myself feeling this weight of uncertainty. And so it has been challenging staying home, hearing the news of the people that have been impacted financially and just physically, and the isolation that not just I'm experiencing, but everyone is. And as an extrovert, that is an extra challenge. So, but in those really hard moments, I have been completely overwhelmed by God's kindness and his faithfulness. And when I think about being encouraged, I think John 15 has been a place where I have constantly have been having to go back in and reminded of God's word to abide, or another translation is remain. And that is taking a lot of courage to do that. And when I find myself reflecting on abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, and neither can you unless you abide in me. And knowing that Jesus is that vine, that he is the absolute strength, that he provides this peace that is beyond this world's comprehension, nor can it be offered. So when I look at it in light of COVID, and we're looking for vaccines, we're looking for the financial answer, I think, wow, like God is present in this moment with me. He's present with all of us. He knows my heart struggle. He knows the challenges that I face with work and looking for work and all these other things that have come up. And he doesn't shame me. He doesn't abandon me. And how can you not have faith? But he calls me to trust in him. And I have, it's interesting because I feel like the Spirit has definitely comforted me in those moments when it felt like too overwhelming. And another passage that is encouraging is Matthew 14, when Jesus encounters Peter in the water, and Peter is told to go out into the water, and there's this storm and it's crazy and uncertainty, and first they're not even sure who is that, a ghost, and it's Jesus. And Jesus tells Peter when he's out in the water to take courage and to trust in him. And instantly when Peter starts to sink, because he does fear, like we all do, Jesus gets him out of the water. And I feel like that's what Jesus is doing now. And of course, it's heartbreaking hearing the stories and having the experience that we are now, but we're not alone in it. And
Mhm.
if anything, it's just amazing to see how God can quiet that storm in my own heart
Yeah.
when there are still no answers being offered, but just his character of faithfulness and kindness
Mhm.
and his presence.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it is a difficult time right now, and I know a lot of people are struggling and feeling, um, yeah, and this sense of uncertainty, whether we, are going to have jobs or what our kids are going to be doing in their futures
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. And I'm sure that you are getting a lot of those things even from your counseling. I mean, I'm sure that
Hmm.
that's being impacted on you. And um, yeah, I mean, has God kind of presented you moments of needing to step in courage or step in strength, even in like your job time right now?
Yeah, definitely, because when people come to counseling, there already is some issues going on of like anxiety or stress or other mental health issues. And then you have this pandemic, and people are physically isolated. And uh, I believe God has created us all with this desire to help and to love, and that reflects Him. And right now, I'm physically unable, and even in the counseling room, like I cannot. There's only so much that I can do,
Mm.
but having this this knowledge that God, he knows these people, he knows their hearts, he knows their struggles, and I can trust on him in that hour time, that like that communication, as when it ends, I
Mhm.
know that God is still present and that he can do something even in that time. And um it gives my heart rest that it's not me who has to carry that burden,
Mhm.
but I can leave that at his feet.
No, definitely. No, that's really a good encouragement and a good reminder for sure. Okay, well, how do you believe that God is wanting to use your story or use this testimony of Him to encourage others?
To encourage, honestly, what I have had to tell myself, like, and do, and have my husband do with me, and is being in communication with the Lord, like prayer, like
Mm.
there, it's been so needed, and just like, Lord, I am struggling right now, and not having these like fanciful words, or but also having a moment to just get away from what I'm feeling, but then connect with his word, has been, because it's right there where it's he is the one who is creating the fruit. Like, and that's a promise that he has for each of his followers, that when we're in him, he is going to do these works, and it may not look like exactly what we're expecting,
Mm.
and we may not even get to see the fruit. And but if we're encouraging others, we need to be with the ultimate encourager,
Mhm.
Jesus. And we have the opportunity to read that and read these stories of how he went about his earthly ministry, and how God has like cared for his people before he even created us and called us. And so encouraging by spending time in the Bible and in prayer with him in whatever way or form that looks.
Definitely.
And sharing it with somebody too is really helpful too, because accountability, I have needed it. Even though there's more time at home, there's somehow still a lot of distraction.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I definitely feel like it's easy to be distracted or easily even just to be comfortable at home and not remember
Oh,
that
yeah.
we need the body to be encouraged to lift our spirits as well. And but also to find that time with God and to spend with Him. And really, He is the ultimate encourager in that. So
Yeah.
cool. Okay, well, thank you so much. We look forward to hearing more sometime.